What's up, everybody? It's your boy Pain, because everybody shall know Pain. Back with another tip video about Jades. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is more obviously my opinion on how my mindset in terms of rearranging Jades for your assaulters, vanguards, and supports. All the players, feel free to leave your comments in the comment section below on how you prefer to place your Jades. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna start with the basics of how one lay out the Jades. Attacking assaulters. Assaulters need force as their main source of power. You look at your supports. They need chakra as their main source of attack, and then you got speed also for their agility. And then also with the vanguards, also need force as a main source of attack. That's just the main ones you need to know. Now, breaking out everything else, initially for assaulters, I like to go with force, agility, power, hit, maybe crit you could throw in there, and then everybody needs S attack and counters. Now, what S attack is the higher S attack your S attack is, it lowers the chance of blocks. Now, the higher your hit rate is, lower the chance of dodge. And then counter. Wait. Yeah, because it's attacks for the block. Yeah, S attacks are for the unblocks. Counters are for the dodge. Wait a minute. Hold up. Cause is that right? It's been because S attacks you gotta have that for your blocks. I thought dodge is that you had a higher hit rate for your dodge. Oh, my bad. Counter is lower the chance of being crit. I apologize. Now, as I said, all ninjas need your attacks and counters. You choose on how you who gets their first set first. In terms of getting up to 90%. 90% is max. 90% max for attacks and counters. Or, as I can show you guys on Modern Ninjas, is 3 level 10s each, and that maxes it out. Now back to with the assaulter. My main assaulter being my main ninja, he wouldn't have the best force Jades. My other force being Naruto would have the main Jades. And then second best goes to my main, and then third best going to my vanguard. Wait, I'm missing something right there. Oh yeah, I can throw a crit right there. I'm stupid. Yeah, I think I did. There's dang, I didn't even do it. That's crazy. I thought I did throw in some crits just for the sake of it. Because there's nothing else I can give them. So let me just throw in crits in there real quick. Okay, yeah. So when you're attacking force Jades, your best assaulter is going to have their best set. Second best. Tell me if you're running a 2-2-1, then it'd be your other assaulter, then your main, then vanguard. If you're running a 3-1-1, then obviously your main, then vanguard. Now you might asking, okay, when do I decide to switch in terms of get this assaulter or this support to a certain level of J and then move on to the next person? Kind of not keep it fully even. But you want to just keep it where your best force, best agility, best chakra, etc., is higher. I would say. Honestly, you can go maybe 2 levels higher. When you look at Naruto Hinata, they're rocking with I think 10s and 11s. What the hell? I got 111. Yeah, I got 2 11s. I got 2 11s and the rest of them 10s. My main only have level 9s, so that's 2 level higher. Yeah, is that empty spot? I thought it was an empty spot. Yeah, I think it all level 9s. I think I saw an 8. Yeah, 9's an 8. So I want to say 2 levels higher. With agility Jades, I have King Jades, which I'm painting with 5 different King Jades, but I still got this one's a level 11, so I have to work on that. And then Saratobi, his speed is at all 11s, so I think he's probably going to have 110. He's going to have 2 10s. So, in theory, once he have all low 11s, he'd be Yeah, 2 levels behind. Because King Jade is basically like a level 13. So I would say 2 levels above for your best set. So let's say, for example, your best Agility Jade is level 5. Then you might throw on some 3s and 2s on your next best Assaulter and kind of work your way on that. Basically, you just want to make sure your best your main support has, to say, all 5s. And once they're good, those extra little Agility Jades can be thrown onto your other Assaulter, so they could be work their way up to not fully 5s, but maybe 3s and 2s, and then you kind of just work your way, kind of deciding, if your second best is too slow, especially determine who you're going up against, then you might want to work on those. But at the same time, you want to just, you might say, well, I can just make my main assault support faster and never have to worry about it. But the thing is, you don't want your second support to fall behind. So maybe about 2 levels up, 2 levels behind. I'll say about that. Now, and that's mainly for your force, agility, and chakra. Everything else is more, in a sense, when it comes to power, that's where the Vanguard kind of match with. For me, I've mainly been, because Naruto has all of them 10s, and even my pain and Konon have, I think, 9s. You have all over 9s. So I mean, when it comes to all the other Jades, it's more it's more just spreading out. So I mean, if you want, you could do kind of the same thing where make sure your best power Jades are on your Vanguard. But even then, you might be like, well, let's go best power Jades on Vanguard. But then even then, maybe your strongest ninja might be an Assaulter. You want them to also have high power Jades. So with that, it's more, I say balance it to a certain extent. And then if you want this particular ninja to just be hit hard and tanky, then just make sure they have the best power Jades. And then, as I said, with the counters and S-stacks, that's more, you kind of break it down where, you kind of work your way, because it's going to take a while. It takes a long time to get these things at level 10. So you kind of just work with it, who's going to have, who's going to be, at least who's going to be the first at 90% for S-stacks and counters. Now, the setup, I think I touched on with Assaulters, force, agility is being, and that's another thing, that's the one thing I also need to touch on is, when do your other ninjas get agility? With that, I feel like, cause I use level 5 as an example. Let's say if you was at all level 7s. I mean, I think you could take those, like, if you have some extras, like, you have like a level 1, level 2, level 3 just sitting here, you probably could throw it on there. I can't fully pinpoint, honestly, when I feel like, your other ninjas need agility. But if you have those extra J's and it's going to take a while to level up your best agility J's, you can throw them on there just as placement. You know what I'm saying? Just if you feel like, I might need this extra speed, throw it on there and let it sit there for a while. Just let ninja hold on to it. So Assaulter, force, agility, power, hits. And then crit. For me, crit is like I'm using crit now until I get full fairy. After I don't have full fairy, then I'll still have some crit. I think. No, I won't. Because then I'll end up having all full fairy, and then the way it'll be spread out will be the 3 attacks, 3 counters. So my main wouldn't have any crits. But when you saw on Naruto Hinata, it was kind of the same thing too. Determining how this, because the way it is like, you got full fairy in all of them. So then you have extra slots. I think that's where you might even come into socket jading, where when you have certain equipment that's going to stick around for a long time, you can then socket it and then throw in those extra J's like those crits and anything else you can think of. So yeah, you got the crits as your main source. Well, not main source, but crit being there, and then half and half S-stack and agility. S-stack and counter. And then for the support, more the opposite. Speed, chakra, power, hit, half and half, S-stack and counter. But do they really need crit? With them, crit is just make it where you're gonna do way more damage. There's a chance to do way more damage than your base. Critting is just doing way more damage. Just a chance to be able to do that. Again, if you have those extra crit J's, throw them in and use them. Other than that, there's no other J. There's no. Because I will feel like your best support might have a full period set. So even then, you wouldn't need crit. There will be no room for it. So if you have room for it, throw them on there because you never know, you might need them. And then Vanguard, your tankiness with force, agility, power, hit, half and half. Well, in the beginning, you would need force, power, hit, block, dodge, and then half and half attack and counter. When you get stronger and based on who you face, it gets to the point where I feel like blocks and dodge are no longer needed. So then I take them off and throw in some agility here and there because I have those extra ones. That's why you guys see they don't have a lot of agility, but he doesn't have they don't have a lot of agility. Just 3 of them or 4 of them. And 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, because I just have them there, just sitting there. I have little extra ones, throw them in there, give them to them. Because if I want, I could take this off, but I have nothing that would replace it. Maybe a fairy Jade, maybe. But now I will leave that there just for the sake of it. Because that's what's going to end up happening is when I do get the Fury set, the agility is going to have to come off, or I'm not gonna. In this case, I'll take off the crit. So yeah, with your Vanguard, force, power, hit, block, dodge, half and half, X attack and counter. Now as you get stronger, as I said, you get to a point where you don't see fit needing for block and dodge. Now, which one I like better? I honestly because block only makes it where the damage you take is greatly reduced and you hit them back with a fraction of a certain amount of damage. Dodge, you completely don't need to hit. And even then, as I said, someone has to have terrible S attacks for your blocks to come in handy. And then with the same thing, they had to have bad hit rates to make where they can't touch you. So, personally, between the two, I like dodge more. But again, I think starting out, use those block and dodging for your Vanguard. Now you might say, oh, what if I am liking some J's and I have these blocks and dodge? Do I put them on other ninjas as far as a placement? You could as a placement, just throw it on there if you want to. But then when you get certain J's that they need, go ahead and take them off. You know what I'm saying? I hope I explained that pretty good. Let's kind of recap it. Starting out with your force, your assaulters, we'll go force, power, hit, crit, half and half S attack, and counter, and then some agility if you have those extra Jades. For your supports, you got focusing on speed, chakra, power, hit, half and half S attack and counter, maybe crit, any of those spare J's until you get your full period set. That's for all ninjas with full period set. It's if you have spots, throw in some J's that they might need low key. That might help, especially in certain PvE stages. You never know, crit can come in handy. And then Vanguard with the power, force, hits, block, dodge, half and half, S attack, and counter. And I hope I explained that kind of well. Hey man, those in the comment, you guys, everybody watching this video, if you have any other, any other opinions, or you want to kind of not necessarily debunk what I said, but if you want to add on what you personally would do with your J's, leave them in the comments, because we're all here to help out newer players. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys later. Deuces.